Hi, welcome back to the channel, folks. Brendan here. Today I've got something a little bit different. It's another episode of a collector's time, and bringing in interesting people is what that's all about. And today I've got somebody really interesting. It's Raffi, has a fantastic YouTube channel that I was made aware of recently, and I've been enjoying some of the content. And we're just going to kind of talk fragrances. We might talk a bit of watch stuff. See where we go. Raffi, how you doing, mate?
I'm good, Brendan. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate the reaching out. It's good. It's good. I'm
Yeah,
always happy to chat to people endlessly about things that interest few people around the world. So
it's
here
definitely
we
niche. We talk about niche fragrances, but this whole thing is niche, right?
Correct.
So tell us a little bit about like you've got a really solid YouTube channel. What was the kind of drive behind that? Where are you going with that one? And what's been on your mind lately on there?
Yeah, believe it or not, I had no interest in YouTube. I've been watching it. I remember when it was created. And I thought it was a novel idea. I actually never watched much YouTube, um, until the disease with no name that um,
Mm.
stopped the entire world in its tracks and
Yeah.
confined us to our homes. I'm in
Mm.
Melbourne. We have the dubious world record of being locked down the most in the entire world.
Really? I didn't know
The
that.
strictest and the strictest and the longest lockdown. We were
Wow. So they
literally,
went hard.
we had a curfew. Yeah, they went hard. We had a curfew. We had a 5 kilometer radius where we were allowed to be.
Mhm.
No visitors, no nothing like that. So during that time, I was not able to, meet friends, especially my bandmates, because I was in a band at the time and we used to rehearse and jam, and I couldn't do the creative things that kept me sane.
Mm.
And so I thought, what's another creative outlet that I could get into, which I'm interested about and passionate about? And that was fragrances. And I found out during that time that such a thing exists. I thought, let me just type into YouTube and see if anyone else does fragrance reviews. And all of a sudden, there was like millions and millions of videos. I was like, this is
Yeah.
insane. I just didn't think that there was other people out there that were just as idiotically interested
Yeah.
about, smelling water
Nerdy.
as I was. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I've been into this for a long time. I always blame my mum for getting me
Mm.
into it. I used to go with her to the fragrance boutiques, and in the old country, they should pull out like little the
Yeah.
tester bottles to sell her because yeah, we take care of our good customers and things like that. She had a fragrance wardrobe, so she
Right.
was the one. She was the one that got me into it. And yeah, ever since then, even as a youngster, young teenager, which is not uncommon now, because when I go to department stores and things like that, there's plenty of anywhere from like 13 to 14, 15-year olds,
Yeah.
mainly boys in the niche section of the
Yeah.
department store,
Yeah.
checking out Leighton, checking out Louis Vuitton Imagination and all the
Yeah.
popular ones that are on TikTok and stuff. But
Mm.
back in my day, back when I was like that age, it wasn't that. You had to steal your
Uh,
dad's, yeah,
yeah.
and or get it as a gift or something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so Dracar Noir was really my first
Was it?
start.
That
Yeah.
was the breakthrough for you, was it? I love that.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was everywhere, and everybody smelled like it, and I liked the smell, so I went through a fair few bottles of that.
So what
And
are you talking kind of what is that the 80s? Is that the like early
this
90s?
was,
About
yeah,
then?
this would have been like 92,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when I got sort of old enough to, notice fur where there was no fur before, and
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
notice girls where there was no girls
Yeah.
before, and
It's
try and sort of take
interesting.
care of.
For,
Yeah.
for me, it was for me that was cool water. That was the one.
Oh,
Like,
right.
I've got to go bottle of cool water, and I remember that.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I literally poured that on myself to go to school because it was like the catalyst for everything, you know, back in the day. But actually, it when I look back at it now. I actually really like still like that fragrance. Like I
It
had
takes you back, right?
hesitated. Yeah, it's great. It's got the kind of green Irish tweed connection, and
Mm.
I think it's pretty well done. When you look back, Draco Noir the same. They're great fragrances, aren't they?
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I'm not going to go into like reformulation speak, but
Yeah,
the it's there enough to take you back. So like I hadn't worn it for a couple of decades, and then I bought it for a laugh a few years ago,
yeah.
and I sprayed it on actually live on one of my videos.
Mm.
And literally, the first thing that came into my mind was a picture of me wearing a suit that was well too big for me, trying to go to my year 11 formal with my date. So it was a burgundy, smoker's jacket and sort of like these
Yeah,
slacks that were just
yeah.
ill-fitting. I just remember that. Yeah,
But
try
that's
my
isn't that
yeah.
like part largely what fragrances are for as well? I think they kind of put you in different states. Like you can go to the future, you can be
Yep.
somebody that you've never been, you can
Yep.
be granddad, you can go back to being a child. It kind of it really does
Mm.
give you that blueprint, doesn't it?
Yeah. It does. I think if we want to get all sciencey about it, yes, the olfactory senses are directly connected to your brain, and they're connected to the hippocampus and the amygdala. And so for recall, what you call memory, and emotion. So, for example, in terms of evolution, if you if you smelled smoke, you would remember smoke and associate it with danger and an emotion of a fire. So let's get the hell out of here because it's dangerous here. So it was essentially developed to for your survival and also to be able to smell out a partner. And
Mhm.
in terms of being able to smell out uh, particular subconsciously particular genes that you don't have or something like that, so
Mhm.
that you pair with someone who, when you have an offspring with, has the best chance of survival and doesn't have
Yeah,
what they call like gene. Uh, oh, what do you call that? There's like when uh, I forget the terminology, but like
yeah.
it's
It's like
basically what
I
you
know what
don't
you mean.
have.
It's a
Yeah.
kind of crossover of too many genes, sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. So yeah, they did a test on girls and guys, especially for the women. They got them to smell t-shirts that guys had been wearing, and
Hmm.
asked them which ones that they liked, and the ones that they liked tended to be from guys who had like genes that they were missing or something like that. So it's one of those things where it's like when you I'll go down this route, but like when you procreate with your own family members
Hmm.
and you have like problems, genetic problems with the offspring, that's that. So that's sort of to keep you
Yeah.
away from that sort of
It's like a
happening.
nature's version of like self-protection and family
Yeah,
protection sort of
exactly.
thing.
Yeah, yeah,
I guess
exactly.
that's where opposites attract comes from.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I attest to that. My wife is like opposite to me. Yeah,
Chalk
yeah.
and cheese.
So yeah, she likes fragrances too, though. So there's some things in common. So that's good. Yeah, so it's a really fascinating area, just apart, just and I think like fragrances in terms of industry and the stuff that we talk about is just a sliver of it. And I think there's way more to get involved in or open up, well, way more doors to open up because and I think they're interesting doors to open up as well, but I
Mm.
think it's a different audience. So yeah, I'm trying to cultivate that and not go down the typical route, which I did do for a while because I was just learning the ropes and trying to figure out how to use cameras and lighting and
Mm.
audio is my thing, but visual is was never my thing. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I'm really playing at it. I'm just slowly getting into it. And I've
yeah.
always had a kind of what's the phrase? The sort of stop, do not search for perfect. Public
Yeah.
get it out there, and as long as you're happy with the content and the quality, like of the conversation,
Mm,
for example, like that
yeah.
leads for me. So yeah,
Progress over perfection, right? So
yeah,
that's what it's all about.
yeah,
People just want to, yeah, I think, and I think it's more genuine, and your audience appreciates like the your journey as well.
mm,
Look at this
yeah,
guy, he's wearing a shirt today, and that guy
yeah,
is making a bit of an
yeah,
effort.
yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
I get comments like that where it's like, I can see you've put a little bit of editing into this. You've got some B-roll. Thanks for that. Appreciate that. Because,
Yeah,
that's maybe like an underhanded dig of like, I didn't want to look at your face for 20 minutes and
yeah, sure.
non-stop. So
I think
yeah.
what I'd say what I've noticed though about YouTube, this is a slight tangent,
Yeah.
that I do watch YouTube quite a lot. Like I probably watch more YouTube than I do TV, like box sets and all that kind of stuff.
Mm,
But the thing that's very pleasantly surprised me with having a YouTube channel is actually that community and that relationship that I think I've never had that on any other social media platform in the same way. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but for me, that kind of maybe the longer form, the slightly slower, just actually being open and authentic, it enables you to build much better relationships with people. And that's quite cool.
that's true. I don't think you have that level of depth on, TikTok, for example,
Mm,
where it's mostly about just the short form content, and even
mm.
Instagram, where things are buried in like comments are really difficult, I think, and I think that's where YouTube sort of is much better in terms of creating that connection with an audience. I'm in a Facebook group here in Australia, a couple of Facebook groups here in Australia, and the community is quite good here as well
Yeah,
within that. So yeah, it's good. It's like-minded people, coming together to discuss things that they're interested in. So yeah,
yeah, nice.
it's a tribal thing, right? So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's sticking together
yeah,
with your own, isn't it? And we're fragrance nerds and watch nerds and all that kind of stuff. Let
yeah.
me ask you a question about you
Mm.
touched on something that I thought was quite interesting. And I want to get into what fragrances you're into and where you're at on your journey as well. But you mentioned something about the industry, and you've got like young people, queuing up for Louis Vuitton Imagination and spending hundreds of pounds, hundreds of dollars on this stuff. I I listened to an interview with Roger Dove, not in the recent past, and he was talking about their largest growth area as a brand is that like under 25, that almost like
Yeah.
16 to 25, and they're getting the same thing. I remember when
Yep.
I
Yep.
earlier on in my fragrance journey, I was in a WhatsApp group with just some friends and we talked about boxing and all that kind of stuff. And I said like, I'm really into fragrances. And he's like, oh, is that just because you want to hang around with girls then? Like tongue in cheek. And I kind
Yeah.
of like, not really, because they seem to be mostly men. Like it's mostly blokes that are queuing up to do this stuff. So, what's your thoughts on that? Like the youth, for sure, seems to be a big growth area, but also it seems to be a lot of young men that are getting into this stuff. I don't know if you're seeing the same as me over in Melbourne and Australia.
Ooh, okay. Let me give you another stat.
Mm.
Half of half of the new buyers of Ferraris are under 40.
Yeah, I can believe that.
You wouldn't think that. You
No.
wouldn't think that. Um, and then Roger Dove, premium brand. Again, it's not cheap. Even their starter tier is not a cheap thing.
No,
It's
no,
certainly not Dracar Noir, I'll tell you that.
it's not.
Um, yeah, again, it's a fair few things, right? In my view, and I always go back to, well, okay, so what's the driver here? And and I go back to evolutionary psychology. I'm just going to get nerdy about this again.
Mm,
Simply, they're status symbols, mate-seeking sort of behavior, and that kind of thing. But and it used to be about resources. I've got the resources. I'm a top dog. I can take care of you and any offspring that we have, that kind of thing. It's really I don't want to sound like I'm out of touch with what happens in the world, but on a sort of genetic level,
mm,
you can't sort of deny hundreds and thousands of years of evolution and how we sort of behave subconsciously, right?
mm,
Essentially, I figure like you've made the decision already, right? The decision's been made for you already to get that thing. And what you do with your rational brain, your frontal cortex, is to give yourself reasons as to why you did that and it was good.
mm.
So to get
Yeah,
fragrances as at that young age, uh, yes, it would probably be to attract women, but at the same time, it's a status symbol amongst your own peers, right?
yeah. I think that's really
So
important.
amongst your in group, yeah, amongst your in group. So I mean, when I was the age, basketball cards were a thing, and so we collected those. And when I was younger, we collected marbles. If you remember, playing marbles with if you did that, if you're as old as me, but
Yeah,
you're probably
yeah,
older
yeah, yeah.
than me. I don't know,
Loved it.
but
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah. So again, it's again what is your in group, and like we said, this is a niche, and how much of that is because we are viewing it in within that bubble. We could potentially be seeing young folks out there, doing their fragrance TikTok and at the department stores buying, niche fragrances. But of that 15 or 20 kids that you saw, there's probably like 15, 20,000 who don't even know what a fragrance is.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
from the smell of them, they most likely don't. So
Mhm.
yeah, so there's a few things in that. I do think that as um we've gone towards I'm seeing kids with collections. I'm like, what the
Yeah,
where are you getting this money from, kid? This stuff's
yeah.
expensive.
Mm,
Um, so like where does that and yeah, is it that valuable to you? Do you have nothing else that, you know, you would rather spend that money on? Because
mhm.
yeah, is that the thing? And it's sort of stymied me a bit. I'm still scratching my head trying to figure out like why would okay, so you've got a few fragrances, great, but why would you drop another 500-600 bucks on another
Mm,
bottle?
yeah.
Isn't there something else that yeah, maybe there isn't something else, or maybe that something else is unattainable and this is more attainable as
Hmm.
a status, as a symbol of status. Because in terms of like business and things like that, for designers and niche, a fragrance is a gateway, right? So to
Yeah. Yes.
customer and repeat purchases and brand loyalty and things like that. Look at me, I've got my whole collection. That's why the bottles look the same and have slightly different color variations or labels,
Yeah.
so that you can identify it easily.
Mhm.
And it looks nice on a shelf and you can
Yeah.
flex in front of it. Now you can flex to the world using,
I,
social
I
media.
think I think
Yeah.
you've hit on some important things that I mean there's a lot in there. Why and what why fragrances in particular? You mentioned in your youth marbles and like I think there's always something to collect.
Hmm.
And I do think that probably men more so than women are more drawn to building a collection or like getting that done. I think there's a
Mm.
natural, I want to play with things. My son's
Women.
he's got his drone, he wants another one now. Like, why? You've just got one drone, you
Mm.
know? And I don't know why. It just seems weird. I think men are just like, yeah, I want more of these trinkets and things, and I feel that.
Hmm.
I have to not always successfully, but kind of manage my own mind with that of like, I really don't need another fragrance or another one in that. Why do I feel that magnet pulling me,
Mm.
right? You're probably the
Yeah.
same too.
Yeah. It's a hunter's mentality, right? The chase and the hunt is actually
Yeah.
more um
Yes. Yeah.
more of a good feeling than when you actually catch the thing. And I think maybe we're just designed to hunt things, and then when we
Yeah.
catch them, it's done, and we got to hunt something else. So
Yeah.
yeah, it could be that. I think women have an out. I think they have an excuse. I think they have a reason, right? Um, because fragrance is essentially a beauty product, and women are more than men sort of judged on their looks more than men because men are the ones that are judging them, and so are other women
Mm.
with that intrasexual competition when you bring that into it.
Mm.
So they've got a reason. It's a maladaption, but it's still like that's their bag. Beauty products is their bag. And I wrote a whole spiel about the maladaptive behavior of a fragrance collection. I haven't actually put it into a video format just yet.
Nice.
I feel like
That is,
sometimes I'm too
I love
lazy
that.
to record these. Yeah, but like I say to women, yes, okay, good. These are beauty products. You don't want to look old. You need to maintain your youthful looks because that is your you want to place yourself in a good spot in the sexual value in the sexual value marketplace, right?
Mm.
However, what's in it for guys? Like, why are guys doing it? Why are guys doing this with a beauty product? You know,
Yeah.
that's a question I haven't been able to answer. If anybody can like
Yeah.
have stabs at it in the comments, yeah, please bring it on. Because I'm sort of scratching my head. I'm running out of
Yeah.
leads
Yeah.
to go
No,
on. You know,
I've
there's
thought about
yeah.
that as well. And where I'm at with that, and I don't say this with a high level of conviction, but I think there might be something in there. I
Mm,
think it's a passing of time. I think certain people, certain influential people, TikTokers and this and that seem to have got into it. And it's just that kind of snowball effect that
yeah,
has taken off. If it wasn't fragrances, it would be something else. And
correct.
I do think that however where you look at this, whether you like this, whether you loathe it, these fragrance brands owe these influencers quite a lot because I don't feel that's been like a real strategically designed move. I don't think that Tom Ford thought, right, we need to target the 16-year-olds. I think it's the 16-year-olds have found them and then
Mm,
everything's taken off the back of that. And then it's that kind of mindset of well, now we've got Tom Ford, we need Creed, and then we're through Creed, we go to Zerjov. Now we're going into real niche, and it goes deeper
mm,
and deeper and deeper. I don't know, mate.
mm.
That's kind of where I'm at with it, with my
That's that's
thesis.
a really good yeah, that's a really good viewpoint in that they probably didn't account for this, right? And no marketing team would have told them. Yeah, I don't think any marketing team would have gone to Tom Ford and said, "All right, here's your next plan. I want
Mm.
you to send a few bottles to this 12-year-old kid."
Yeah, yeah,
And he would have gone, yeah, no, no, thanks.
yeah,
Get me Leonardo DiCaprio or some shit like that, right?
exactly.
So
Yeah,
like they didn't count on this. And I don't think and I have no idea how this whole influencer thing came about. Like someone, I do recall many years back, it was practically a domain for, in terms of beauty products, it was a domain for young ladies who used to, use their youth and their, lifestyle, let's call it that, on Instagram, whatever, to brand position and sell products, not sell products, but like influence others to buy certain products, and then get compensated for that. So it became like almost like an entrepreneurial
mm,
business model, right? So, and then brands slowly realize that. I think there's some specifically in the niche section for fragrances, they've jumped on quite heavily to influencer marketing.
yeah.
I think, yeah, I always said I wanted to start a new trend called the unfluencer, and I think I
Yeah.
am one. just
Yeah,
by default.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh no,
so the influencer. There you go. This is like
yeah,
I turn you off fragrances. So yeah,
yeah,
that's what I'm
yeah, yeah,
trying
yeah.
to
You
do.
should run with that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'll be getting any free bottles anytime soon. So
They come and take them away. That's the way it works. That one.
that's the way it
Uh,
works. Yeah, they're like, "Oh, we don't want you like talking about our brand.
yeah,
So we've come to your house to
never
take all
talk
of these
about
away."
us.
Yeah, that's it. You're done.
Well, let's
Oh
talk
Lord.
fragrances then. So what you're in a a part of the year. Is it Melbourne's winter now then? We're talking over there?
That's right. We are still in
What?
winter. We got September, we start spring officially.
Hmm. Yeah.
Today was kind of nice and mild, but it started off like
Hmm.
around
Yeah.
2 degrees or something like that in the morning. So it was pretty chilly.
So
I'm
what are
in
you
my
enjoying?
shed.
What are you other than
Pretty
Dracar
cold.
Noir in the shed? What are
Yeah,
you enjoying at the moment? What are you reaching for regularly? And maybe yeah, share a couple of your favorites right now.
I brought a bag because
Nice.
I always say I don't have a collection. I have a wear action. It's the worst
Okay.
word I could think of to describe what I do. Pick pretty much everything that and I give equal chance. I subconsciously keep tabs on these things. I even had a fragrance diary at one point to keep my to sort of see do analytics on my wares. As much as I am
Yeah.
a geek of fragrance, I also work in tech, so
Okay, yeah.
I can set these things up
You like a spreadsheet. Yeah, I
and
like that.
keep tabs on them. No, not a spread. I'm talking about like
Oh,
AI and
really?
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
So
even better.
that's my yeah, that's my field.
Yeah.
So I brought a few things. I've got a bag. Let's talk about
Yeah.
a few things, and they're mostly nice. I think they're nice, and I wear them quite often.
Hmm.
Um, First up, uh, I brought the box because the packaging for Argos is very beautiful.
Hmm.
When I first encountered like Argos when they first came out, and Triumph of Bacchus was a very almost hyped up sort of fragrance. I tested it. I thought it's nice, but I thought it was a little bit harsh. But then they came out with the Parfum, the Extrait de Parfum, and
Hmm.
this is way nicer. To me,
Okay.
they've taken care of that harshness. It is so smooth and it's so difficult to take out of the box. I'll
I
give
only
you a
heard
review.
really good things about this fragrance. I don't have it, so it's good you're giving us a
Yeah.
bit of an overview. Yeah, beautiful bottle, isn't it?
It is, and I've definitely put a dent in it,
Yeah.
even though it is very potent. And the sprayer is does give really fine mist, so you can't really use too much of it. So it's not like a fire hose.
Mm.
The bottles are beautiful. They're well made. The perfumer, or the I guess the brand owner, Christian Petrovich,
Mm.
interesting guy out of Texas.
Okay.
Very entrepreneurial, quite headstrong, and he's sort of in charge of I think the creative direction of most of the fragrances that come out. And
Right.
a lot of the line is actually pretty good. And specifically, the more recent releases, Neptune's Trident, if you're in summer,
Mm.
fantastic fragrance, like
Is
great
it?
freshy with longevity and some. It's like a
Interesting.
better version of like Wulong Cha by
Yeah.
Nishane, and
China.
I get facets of like Serjov's Renaissance in there as well, which is
Oh, sorry guys. Don't know what happened there. Signal's just playing up. I'm just gonna drop Rafi a note. Is the phone out? Oh, he's coming back. The internet doesn't work in Melbourne, I think. That's what it is.
oh yeah, this is our thing. Yeah,
It's
this is
all
our
good.
bugbear over here.
Yeah, yeah.
This is our bugbear over here. Yeah, sorry, I was talking about Argos. So yeah, that's a
Yeah.
really good one. I didn't even tell you what the notes are. This is a tobacco fragrance mainly. It's a sweet tobacco type of fragrance. Um,
Okay.
Very nice, very nice.
Where would you sit that alongside, say, like a Naxos then? How does it kind of work? or
I
even
don't,
a Mont Tobacco from Mom and Jane, maybe.
yeah, I don't like Naxos, so it definitely beats it for me.
Is
I'm one
it
of
is
the
it
few that don't
is
like
it
it.
super sweet Naxos as well? So is it kind of similar on that sphere or no?
It's probably more closer to what is it? The Mugler one. Mugler
Havan.
Hav Havan. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably closer to that than Naxos,
Yeah.
to my nose anyway. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's one in like
Beautiful.
that I wear when it's cold and I want to feel cozy. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I've got a Bulgari here. This is called Oram. This is from the Le Gem collection. This is a
Okay.
small 30 mil because these are also very expensive. I didn't want to buy a full bottle of this. Everyone else would, and I like Tiger as well. I think it's very well
Yeah.
done, but this is a great sort of like dry sort of oud fragrance without the rose. Oud vanilla,
Interesting.
dry, no rose. And every time I sort of wear this, someone comments and says, "What is that?"
Yeah.
And I tell them, and then they look it up, and then they're like, "Ooh, that's expensive." I'm like, "Yeah." So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a really good one. I wear that when it's cold because it's
Hmm.
cold here. I feel like
Right.
recently I've been. Should I keep going? Should I keep
Yeah.
going?
Yeah. Please, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Defo. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Let's have a couple more.
I got a whole bunch.
You're
So I
rattling
feel
through
like
them.
I've
So yeah.
been,
Let's see.
yeah, I've been going back to like old man sense. And when I say old man
Yeah.
sense, old men sense, because when
Yeah.
I was young, older men wore it. And so now I'm an old man and I'm like
Yeah.
naturally gravitating towards them and going, I
Yeah.
hated
They
this,
weren't old
but now
then.
I really
They were
like it.
actually
Yeah.
virile, healthy men and so on and so forth. But you think of them
Oh
as
yeah.
like granddad, don't you?
Like forearms like tree trunks
Yeah.
and they could crush you or something like that and
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
they drank their whiskey dry,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, so like this is something I never thought I would ever hold up to a camera,
Is that
but this is
Antaeus? Yeah.
Antaeus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Love it.
this is a well late 80s bottle of Antaeus, so it's one
Mm.
of those super old ones.
Yeah.
Just a brilliant fragrance, even if it's even in the new form. Yes, it's still good. It's still good. Chanel
Yeah.
does a really good job with reformulations most of the time.
Yeah.
Along with that, there's another fragrance I hadn't really thought I would
Ah,
like very
beautiful. Yeah.
much.
Yeah. I love that
But
fragrance.
this is if you notice, this is Egoist Platinum, not Platinum
Yeah.
Egoist.
Ah,
Uh,
okay. Okay.
yes,
So what's the
yeah.
difference there then?
So when they've when they first came out with so okay, the story of Egoist is that it was called Bois Noir, which is black wood,
Mm.
uh, which is kind of hard to find. I've seen it a few times, and then they released it as Legoist, and then Egoist came out,
Right.
and because that was released, and I think it was a flop. I think it was a sales flop, and so they followed it up with a flanker, like a fresh flanker, and they called it Egoist Platinum because it was a flanker. But then I think this started to outsell the original, and a few years later they changed the name to Platinum Egoist instead of Egoist
Right.
Platinum. So
Interesting.
yeah, I
But
like this.
is it pretty
It's
much the
all right.
same formula?
It would be a different formula. Yeah, what with any name change and things like that, you get a different formula. But it
Yeah.
smells quite similar. Yeah,
Yeah. Same
it's the
sort of
same
vibe.
vibe, but I feel like
Yeah.
this is a bit more sharper. Even though it's well old,
Yeah.
it's still kept its
Yeah.
fragrance in there.
Yeah.
Um, I'll show you. I'll show you one that I'll probably start running out of again. We're talking about LVs. This is the Pacific Chill. As you can see, there's
Okay. Yeah.
not much left
Yeah.
in there. So I bought
Yeah.
this in November of last year, and
Did you
I
have to
re
fight your way through the 16-year-olds to get the last bottle and just like ring the bell?
no, I kind of just went, oh look, there's
Yeah.
free Leighton over there, and they all
Yeah.
ran away.
Send them over
So
there. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
There's an
that's right.
influencer in the corner. Go.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Jeremy Fragrance is over there doing a dance.
Yeah.
Everybody go. So no, I picked this up because I thought yeah, this they're expensive as well, but I couldn't find anything like this that smelled so. This smells amazing. This is apricot.
Yeah.
I get a lot of apricot out of it, and that blast of mint. It just makes you really happy when you wear it. It's a great summertime fragrance. Longevity is terrible, but
Yeah.
and that's why a lot of it's gone. I
Yeah.
bought this in November, refilled it in March, and it's empty again. So I got to refill it
Wow.
again. So this will be my second
Yeah.
refill. Refills are cheaper,
Is that
but it
your, would you say that's your number one LV then? Is that your go-to there?
yeah, this is my number one LV. I do have On the Beach as well, which is really nice, but I haven't. I'm only quarter of the way down. Like I said, I
Mm.
wear these things. I don't have a shelf. I don't put them on a shelf. So when I
Yeah.
grab for something, I wear it. That's why I'm wearing it.
Yeah. I love
Back
it.
to like the old men sense. Um, I went back to Egoist, and I got this guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is Fahrenheit. So it's like another OG bottle of Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
I did not like this growing up. Did not like this, and
Yeah.
I've had a fair few bottles of it. Always moved them on whenever I got them, just to give it another chance. But the last few times I've been wearing this, it's sort of just like hit me like a moment. I was like, well,
Mm.
this is amazing, right? So no
Mm.
wonder, like it's still going strong. It's still being sold. A lot of
It's
people are
been
still
a
wearing it,
signature
and
scent
it's
for many people for many decades, hasn't it?
yeah, definitely. And I can smell it on other people when I'm walking around the city, when
Yeah.
I'm at work and stuff like that. So people still wear it, and it still smells good. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I
um,
like that. I like you've got the
yeah,
old man vibe. I think I'm
yeah,
quite in that phase as well. I like picking up some of this stuff from my youth.
yeah.
Uh, like I said before, Cool Water, and I wear quite a bit of Dior Sauvage. Sorry, no,
Oh yeah,
Sauvage. Eau Sauvage.
oh Sauvage. Yeah,
The original, the Parfum. I think that's a beautiful fragrance. That.
the Parfum. Yeah, I love the
Yeah,
Parfum. It's a great one.
just super
I've read
classic, isn't it?
definitely. Um, I've got one that I bought specifically to sell because I got it for a really cheap price, and I thought, yeah, I can make a few coin on this.
Hmm.
Um, and I know I can make a lot of money selling it, uh, but I liked it so much that I kept it and used it for myself. This is the original Gucci Envy.
Wow. Yeah. Nice.
So this was released a year before the men's one was released, I believe.
Mm.
And it's very feminine, but it's
Yeah.
just so nice. It feels like it's the 90s and I'm on a beach and I'm about to head out to a club somewhere. Um,
Yeah.
that's what it feels like. And to me, that's my vibe. I really like that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, because that was my life for a very long time. So
Yeah.
and it was fun. And it was fun. So
Good for you,
yeah,
man.
I, I,
What's
I
what's
kept
the kind
that.
of resale market like for something like that these days? Then you think you'd make decent money off that?
Yeah, because I think I paid like $15 for the bottle, which is
Mm.
sacrilege, because
Yeah.
it easily can go for 20 times more than that. So
Wow. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
I've seen. Actually, speaking of, uh, this is the Escada
Okay.
Eau de Parfum,
Yeah.
Escada for men. And this is something I used to wear. So
Mm.
I went through a bottle of that. I went through the bottle of the flanker of this. So this has got memories attached to it for me. And
Mm.
it's a really nice sandalwood cinnamon, sort of kind of like an old man,
Yeah.
but a classy old man.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's unlike the other vintage fragrances that are out there with their same sort of same sort of
Yeah.
profiles.
Mm.
And these, like, people are asking over $1,000 for a bottle of this. It's just
Crazy, isn't it?
insane,
Yeah.
I think.
Amazing.
I think it's insane, but it is a fantastic fragrance, by the way. So yeah, I
Yeah.
do wear that as well. This was much, much more full.
Have you tried or have seen this one
It's
before?
quite long
Speaking
lasting.
of old man ones, do you have this? Corum.
Yes, I
I love
do.
this
Yes,
one.
I do. Quorum,
It's like
definitely.
15
It's
euros,
it's it's
you know, and
just Yeah,
Get
yeah,
to
that's
go.
right. And for that one, I did a bit of well, yeah, I went ahead and like did a bit of digging and found out all the different variations of the bottles and the boxes that have been done over the years, and managed to score myself like a second formulation bottle for like $25 off eBay.
Yeah,
And the thing just smells gorgeous. Like
yeah,
it is like it'll give your chest hairs a perm.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and yeah, it's got that vibe to it. But once it sort of settles down and dries down, it is nice, man. It is
It's
really nice.
beautiful. I
So
actually
yeah, I really
wear
like
it.
Quorum.
I went for a bit of a run this morning and I put a bit on just to go
Mm,
out because it's
yeah,
that kind of fragrance. It's a good like
yeah,
training, gym, early morning,
yeah,
etc. But
yeah.
I didn't actually realize it's a Spanish brand
It
and
is. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I live in Spain, so it's like you can pick this up in every pharmacy here. Like it's
Ah,
so
yeah. You
readily available. It's
any
a
of the old Antonio Puig fragrances, you'd be able to pick up anywhere. Yeah, Quorum
yeah,
is a really popular one, and Aqua
yeah,
Quorum as well is
mm,
which is I used to wear aquacorum in the 90s
yeah,
only because I read somewhere that it was very similar to Polo Sport,
mm, mm,
and I bought it and I wore it and it was because it was cheaper than Polo Sport and I couldn't afford Polo Sport, so I bought this and I wore it and I thought it was okay, but it just didn't satisfy me. And so
yeah,
I ended up buying Polo Sport and wearing that. And I loved that one. That was a killer fragrance. I
yeah,
got another one of those
yeah.
vintages
Go on then.
back,
Let's
but
see.
then
Yeah, let's see what happens.
I got my Aqua Quorum as well, and a vintage of that, just for the memories.
Mm,
Like you were saying, you got some of the your old fragrances. I rebuilt my fragrance wardrobe of my youth and my younger years, and I
mm,
just set a challenge for myself to do that just for shits and giggles,
yeah,
and to seek out only the vintages from those years. So it was a bit of
yeah,
a challenge to find some of these bottles,
yeah. That's good. I love
but
that.
I'm almost there. I got yeah, I got one more bottle,
Yeah,
and
let's
I
see it.
think my that
And
whole thing will be done. Yeah,
we've
but
exhausted.
I've got a few more in here. I've got a few more in here. I can keep going.
Yeah,
I
let's
went
get
on a bit of a Serge
one or
Luton
two more, mate, and then
kick.
I want to ask you a question or
Yeah,
two about them. Ah, yeah,
sure.
right.
This is L'Orpheline.
Yeah.
I only got this this year, and I've worn quite a bit of that. Love
Mm,
it. Absolutely
yeah.
love that one. It's become my
They do
favorite
some
Serge
bangers,
Luton.
don't they, Serge
Yeah.
Luton?
And then this one, which I was wearing the other day. This is I don't know how to say it properly, but it's Écrin de Fumée.
Hmm.
Really enjoy that one. That's also very well used. And
Another Serge one,
probably
yeah.
another Spanish one. I'll give you another Spanish one.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Spanish. Loewe.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Yeah, yeah.
Spanish.
Yeah, they are.
Loewe.
Mm,
Th-
yeah.
they don't get talked about so
No.
much, but I think for the price point that you can get these at, um, it's underappreciated. Yeah,
Mm,
underappreciated, I think. And the quality is quite good. The bottle quality is nice. The fragrance is really
it
good. This
is.
one I really like. It's called
Mm.
Un Paseo por Madrid, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's
A
called
walk in
Mayrit, a walk in
Madrid.
Madrid. And I looked it up and I was like, what's Mayrit? And apparently Mayrit what to call Madrid back in the day. So I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to start doing a bit
This
more
is a
with
very
the Spanish
floral.
brands. There's more since I've
You
lived here.
should, yeah,
I've
because
found way more than I actually realized existed. And there's some great
yeah.
brands that are knocking out some really good fragrances,
Whereabouts?
and historical as well.
Yeah, whereabouts are you in Spain?
I'm in Barcelona, so I'm like
Ah, okay.
it's an epicenter. I mean, Madrid
Mm.
is also got a lot of fragrance stuff, but there's lots of Barcelona brands as
Yeah.
well, like Carner. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
Oh
They
yeah.
do
Kind of Barcelona, yeah.
decent stuff, yeah. And
Yeah.
Rosendo Matao and those ones, there's some good brands. Underrated, I
Yeah,
think,
definitely.
as a fragrance country, Spain.
I think so. I think so. I think you don't. I think they're just the proximity to France or something like that
Yeah,
is probably they're just living under a shadow or something like that. But
yeah,
I
and
think there's
it's
definitely definitely houses there that need to be shown some love, as there are here in Australia as well. You know, we don't get
yeah,
um, there's plenty of brand. I'm just finding out like almost every day that there's someone else,
yeah,
that does their own brand
mm,
and their stuff is pretty good. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely not. Yeah,
You've got
I'll
a
do two
really
more.
solid collection, mate. Yeah, yeah, go for it. Yeah, two more.
I'll do two more.
Yeah. Okay.
I have to do this because some people think I'm a bit of a snob and I hate on Aventus,
Here we go.
but
Yeah, here it is.
I don't. You cannot deny greatness, right?
Yeah,
You can't
yeah,
deny greatness. This is greatness because this will be what, bottle number four?
yeah.
And yeah, so like for me, I don't care about
Iconic,
batches.
isn't it?
Aventus just smells good. Yeah, it just
Yeah,
smells good. People like it. Um,
it is. It's
and
amazing.
my wife loves it. My wife
Yeah.
loves Aventus. She's a
My
huge
my
fan of
wife
it.
does.
Every time, yeah,
My wife does.
yeah.
Yeah, she actually
It's
has
a joke that
the Aventus for her, and I
yeah,
think it smells amazing on her. I think it's beautiful.
yeah, it is. Um, I think it's a joke that there's like a running gag where it's like Aventus is for the bros. Like it's like you wear it
Yeah,
and you get compliments from other guys. But it
yeah.
doesn't really matter. Everyone
No,
who I
it
meet
doesn't.
kind of
Yes.
loves it. Last one.
Yeah.
XS Paco Rabanne.
Oh
It's an
yeah.
oldie,
Oh, Paco Rabanne, yeah.
oldie but a
That's
goodie.
down back to my 90s. That's definitely back to my youth, that one.
There you go. I've absolutely burned through this, and
Yeah.
the Zippo top. Um,
Yeah.
love this stuff, and it used to be
Excess.
so cheap, but now it's gone
Yeah.
and hard to find. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. That's it.
You got
I've
a
done
good
everything
range.
I brought.
What's quite interesting there then is I thought you were going to have a lot more on the let's go quote unquote niche, like niche. And actually,
Yeah,
you've got quite a broad range. You've got the Argos in there, but there's a bit of LV, old school. So you're not really full on niche at all there, are you? You've got a good broad range of scents.
yeah. I don't. I'm not a brand loyalist. I don't have a certain profile. I sometimes I like this this one by Loewe. This is a very feminine fragrance, as is the Gucci Envy.
Yeah,
But I love wearing it,
yeah,
Just the smell of it is just fantastic. And I just
yeah,
like the smell of it. If
mm,
and again with like the uber niche sort of stuff, it's I think sometimes they suffer from unless they're mixing their own raw materials.
mm,
There's only a few conglomerates that hold the patents for certain chemical compounds and molecules. The aroma chems, right? The big aroma chem companies, there's like four of them, I think, right? And if you want to buy raw materials, you're gonna have to buy it from them, or you're gonna have to buy it from some guys who buy things in bulk.
yeah, yeah,
Who's that perfumer? Christian Provenzano.
yeah, yeah.
Is if you look him up on Fragrantica, he made like 250 fragrances in a year, and you're like, what the hell? Does this guy
Wow,
sleep? But
wow.
that's
Didn't
not what
know
he
that.
does. He's got like a team of assistants who,
Yeah,
just mix up fragrances and he just slaps
yeah,
his name on it. He's almost like an Edison sort of thing. He's like a really good
yeah.
businessman. And he
Mm,
buys raw materials in bulk, like oud, whatever. And then small niche houses buy off him, right? Instead of the big companies, because the big companies want you to buy in bulk. So he can give you, like better raw
yeah,
materials for
yeah,
a smaller quantity or something like that. So if you're using the same raw materials, you're eventually going to end up in, same land, And so
yeah,
it's hard to find something that's going to be like, first of all, pleasant to wear, and then and then different enough, and something that you think
Mm.
that you could vibe with, and also
Yeah.
something that like if you think about it, people who wear fragrance are either masochistic or they're really really nice people, right?
Go
Sorry, hold on.
on.
Let me just, I've just disappeared.
Yeah, you
Okay,
have.
here we go. All right, yeah. So they're either masochistic or they're really nice people. Either because we know consciously that we are invading the nostrils of the people around us,
Yeah.
and they're breathing space. So you're basically invading someone's headspace
Mm.
and then nostril space. So you either want to be um, mindful of that, or you want to smash their faces
Yeah,
with,
you don't care.
stinky ood or something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, there was a point in there somewhere, but I'm sure I've just completely
No,
gone.
I love that, mate. You got a good breadth and depth there for sure. And I agree with you on going back to Creed for a second. I
Yeah.
think Creed is like, and probably Aventus really is like the gateway drug, isn't it, into moving from, say, a
Mm,
designer fragrance into a niche fragrance. And to me, on the watches, it's like the kind of the Rolex Submariner or the Porsche 911.
yep.
And
Yeah.
you can argue, as you can with Aventus, that it is for the bros, but there's a reason it stood the test of time. It's just an exceptional scent, like the
Hmm.
911 is an iconic piece of machinery and design, and the Rolex
Correct.
Submariner too. And you just those three items, you could say Aventus, 911, Rolex Sub, you kind of set for life. But people, undeniably, it smells great. It's a great fragrance, isn't it?
Definitely. Definitely. And I'm not a batch
Yeah.
variation kind of guy.
I
I'll
mean,
take it
I can't get into
whatever
that.
year and I'll wear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I can smell it, but I'm not
yeah.
going to go collecting.
Last question,
Yeah.
mate. I've got to ask you because I
Yep.
noticed you've got naked wrists. There's no watch there. But what's your sort of watch philosophy? Is that an area you could get into one day, do you think, or is it not your vibe?
I've I've got it. Yeah, I've got it set. I've got it set. I've got my entry point and I've got my exit strategy. Let's see how
Go on
well
then.
I stick to it,
Yeah, let's
or if
see.
it ends up being like a fragrance collection. So my entry point is going to have to be an Explorer
Yeah,
36,
36.
right?
Yeah.
Just the plain, because I tried it on and I've got dainty wrists, so
Yeah.
I like the smaller dial, the smaller
Are
face
you gonna
better.
go like an older Explorer there or a fairly recent one? What would you
Yeah,
think?
yeah, I'll go a more recent one.
Yeah.
I like the recent one. Yeah.
The
So
bracelet's definitely better on the more recent ones. They
yeah,
will stand the test of time more.
yeah.
Yeah, good choice.
So that one, um, if okay. So number two would have to be a Cartier, and it's not the Santos. It's a which one was it?
Not the tank then.
Yeah, the tank.
The
The
tank, the
tank. Yeah,
square
I like
one.
the tank. Yeah,
Ah, beautiful pieces.
yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah. The
Yeah.
tank on a leather strap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like that.
Yeah.
And one more, uh, if if allowed, I think, because it's not like you can just go to the store and pick up one of these. But I really like the Bruce Wayne. I think
Yeah. Yeah. The
that would
GMT.
that would complete me. So like a daily,
Yeah.
and then one for like going out formal, and then one for bling. So
Yeah.
that's
The
as
the
blingy as I
GMT.
get. The GMT is
Yeah.
as blingy as I get. Yeah.
Well, the thing about that is it's a bigger piece as well. So you've got
Mm.
that kind of it's got a presence to it, but it's not because it's the Bruce Wayne, it's not like too much, maybe say like the Pepsi or one of the
Yeah.
brighter colored. The tank, I I have an old tank, black leather
Mm.
strap, and it's a gold case. And
Nice.
out of all the watches I've ever owned, I've by far had the most compliments on that watch than anything else. And I didn't
Mm.
pay loads of money for it. I got it on the used
Yeah.
market. I think I paid fifth. I think it was either 12 or 1,500 euros for that piece.
Wow. It's pretty good.
Only 2 or 3 years ago. I wear it
Mm.
quite a lot, and it looks amazing. Just you can wear it with a t-shirt and jeans. You can wear it with a shirt
Yeah.
and smart. It's really, really, yeah. I
It's
think you got
timeless,
to do
right?
it. You got to do it,
Yeah. That's it.
dude.
Yeah. So three, and yeah, I just gotta. I mean, I've got my name down, but I don't think I'll get anywhere near it. So I'm just probably have to go grey market and pick it
Yeah.
up when when the time comes.
Well,
Maybe
the
for my
tank and the
50th or something
Explorer,
like that.
you're good on the grey market there. The Bruce
Yeah.
Wayne, they do trade over
Oh
retail, but
man.
not like astronomically over retail for that one. It's not like
Yeah,
Pepsi would
it's
be
kind
another
of come. Yeah, it's
five,
kind
six,
of
seven
calmed down
thousand.
a bit. Yeah, it's kind of
Mm,
calmed down a bit, I feel, from what it was a few years ago. I had my eye on it and in the groups and stuff,
mm,
just to understand what's what,
mm.
and not to sound sort of super naive when I walk into the
Yeah,
AD and say, "Hello, I'd like a Rolex," please," and they
yeah,
look at you funny. So yeah, I just need to understand the etiquette and what's what. So
nice.
before I get into that,
Well,
yeah.
maybe
So
when you
that's
do a
it.
follow
Like
up down the
I
line,
figure,
you'll
yeah,
have the tank or the Explorer or something like that on the wrist, eh?
yeah. Hopefully, maybe for Christmas, maybe
Yeah,
for my 50th or something like that. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
it's not too far away. Yeah.
All right, mate. Well,
Anyway,
good, great to chat to you. And everybody watching, definitely give Raffi a look, give him a subscribe over on the channel. What is your handle, Raffi? I'll put a link anyway in the description, but just, yeah,
yeah, it's
shout it out.
just my name. It's Raffi Duran Baseclef, and yeah, I don't like I said, I pair fragrances with philosophy. That's just the way I see things. Sometimes I'll talk about fragrances. Most of the time, I'll just veer off and talk about
Yeah.
philosophy and
Mm,
evolutionary psychology and the things that interest me.
mm.
Yeah, it's still fun to do. I still meet people. I still get to smell like cool things, and as long as it's fun, I'm just going to keep
Yeah.
on, I guess, doing it and
Yeah.
see where it takes me. Yeah, I don't have a plan. I just do it for fun. That's all.
Leaning
Yeah.
into your passions. That's exactly for me. I started with watches and fragrances, and I've ended up doing food and travel and Spain and personal
I
development.
saw yeah, yeah, I saw your last one, right? That was
Yeah.
really good.
Thanks, man.
I mean, I'd
Yeah.
love to see more. I actually, so I don't know. I actually, so I backpacked around Spain quite a bit, in
Oh,
like the
cool.
early 2000s, mid 2000s, and yeah, got mugged in Barcelona, by the way. So on my way back from the club, walking on the beach, and then some guy comes up and he's like pulls a knife out on us and
Oh,
took our money,
that's
which we didn't have much of because we already spent it all on drinks and went back to the hostel, etc. So like yeah, I had a really good time there, and I wanted to come back to go to El Bulli,
yes.
and I was trying to and I was trying to book my seat. I was going to fly from here to there to go have dinner
Yeah.
and then come. It's just yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
so
the
silly, but
restaurant scene is
yeah,
outstanding. I mean,
yeah,
Spain, I am a little bit biased, but I don't think you can really argue the quality in Spain. And
yeah.
now Barcelona has Disfrutar, which is the
Uh-huh.
triple Michelin. That's been voted number one restaurant in the world. And,
No way.
the
Okay.
great thing about it, I haven't been
Mm,
yet. It's on the list. But I went down to the area where it was, and one of I think is quite charming about some of these restaurants is it's just like outside a market. You would walk past it every day and never recognize it for anything more
yeah.
than just a local restaurant. It's not in a kind of glitzy, glamorous location. I love that. I
Wow.
think the food stands
Yeah, that's great.
the food is the marketing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it should be, isn't it? I mean,
It is.
I had to give myself a reality check. I went to, so I caught the train from Barcelona. I went to San Sebastian
Yeah,
to
yeah.
check out the
Again,
scene over there.
incredible
And
food, eh?
incredible, right? And I was by myself because all my friends ran out of money. I had to go back to their own countries, and I just stayed. And I went to McDonald's, and I'm sitting there at San Sebastian eating a McZorba, which was like their version of like a gyros, a souvlaki.
Yeah. Mm.
And I'm going to my, and like I think I took a couple of bites and I looked around and I went, what the fuck am I doing? I just I just thought, yeah, stuff this, and I headed out and tapas my way all the way through
Yeah.
the town. So
Yeah.
it was, yeah, I just a, like a little like a thing of like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so yeah,
That's sacrilege.
the
That's
food wise, I would,
cannot eat. You can't go to McDonald's. I
yeah.
kind of feel like the kind of the council should just knock them down. It's like we just don't have this.
I,
Our temples are
I'm
over
just
there.
wondering who goes there? Who goes
Yeah,
there? Like, like
exactly.
food here is pretty expensive, but like, in places where they have like a lot of restaurants and and a good restaurant scene, you'd probably drive Macca's out of business, right? So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I thought you were going to say
yeah.
something like, and the McDonald's there had like braised ox cheek burgers or something like that. The
No, they hadn't
Mac-
caught on yet. Last time I was in China, the KFC had congee, right? And there was more Chinese in KFC than there was in the Chinese sort of noodle restaurant that
Right.
that I went to, which was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
And yeah, and last time I was in Japan, there was like people, going to like coming out of the McDonald's, and I was like, oh, what's going on? Yeah, it's just a convenience thing. So sometimes people, because they're risk averse, they would rather err on the side of caution and
yeah,
eat something
yeah.
that is consistently not shit,
Mm.
as opposed to something that they might want to take a risk on.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
That's
I
true.
guess it's just the nature of people. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Good stuff.
Well, next time we'll talk philosophy and risk and food and forget the fragrances and watches, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Great to see you,
Easy
brother.
done.
Have a great day.
You too. Thanks, Brendan. See you, man.